Here we are, Hawker. Third game of the day. We're about to eliminate one of our main stage participants. Obviously, between Goodjob and Valiance here. Obviously, underwhelming performances in their first maps, respectively. Goodjob getting pretty much blown out in the first half and pretty much like swept through. Didn't feel like they ever had a chance at taking it. Felt like they were taking rounds. Of course, Valiance as well. That comeback looked very possible. Got to the 14-14 mark and able to close it out in the end. Ago just with that clutch potential. They were just too good.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. Ago managed to perform very, very well overall. I mean, we were kind of saying, I think a lot of times you kind of see the Ago team and you think to yourselves, okay, there's not really a standout player. But I always say the whole team is almost standing out in terms of the fact that they all are very, very good. But we are going to have to yet again look at the current matchup. Goodjob on your screen. And as you were saying, struggling a little bit in that game previously.
Yeah, of course, maybe being outclassed slightly. NVS Academy, that teamwork just seemed a little too hot to handle. NVS Academy, obviously a team that which we currently say are probably possess some of the better teamwork in this echelon of Counter-Strike. We saw it in Inferno just 10 minutes ago. On that CT side especially, the crossfires always seem to be primed and ready for the push to come in. And Goodjob never had any way of breaking that apart. Of course, Box occasionally got out the AWP, but he didn't have that same star potential that Lambert had, let's say.
Yeah, exactly. I think that for the most part, like Lambert even was missing a couple of shots there, but it was still working out for them. It was a lot down to that team effort, I think, and we kind of saw that come through. I mean, I guess we'll get to see if that can follow through for MV Academy when they go up against AGO, but we're going to have to, again, look at Valiance, who struggled in their first game. They did have a couple of players showing up. Hunter was maybe a little bit underwhelming. If you expect him to be the best player on the team, he had a fairly average first game, so maybe now against slightly weaker opposition, he will be able to show up and really sort of be up near the top to allow Valiance to have a better chance at the win.
Yeah, and Joxic, he was such a star, especially on that CT side with the AWP, entry frags galore. I feel like Valiance are going to obviously be wanting Inferno. I think Goodjob are probably going to be fairly scared of it. They didn't have that AWP. Box wasn't as much of a threat as Joxic there, and I don't know if Joxic will have the same star power as he did in the previous matchup. Obviously, they still lost it nonetheless. Nino being that supportive AWP as well. I feel like Valiance definitely dominated in that department.
Yeah, Nino on the supportive AWP, again, he didn't really have to do much, but he was certainly capable when sort of called upon, and that's, I think, just goes to show you don't necessarily need your AWPers to be the standout players. Sometimes, especially on a map like Inferno, if you just want to have an AWPer be a stable AWPer, hold Banana by himself, you can always just maybe put that on the secondary AWPer who can be a bit more passive and then allow your primary AWPer to try and make the more plays. And we kind of saw that work out well for them in the opening game.
Yeah, we kind of saw Nino playing almost that turret position on the CT side, especially towards the B site, with Joxic just running rampage elsewhere, going for aggressive picks over towards A, towards B as well. He was pretty much everywhere, just being an absolute maniac, up close and personal with the AWP as well. In apps, he was pretty much everywhere, and that is one of the main reasons why Joxic's such a good AWPer, is he is going to throw in that unpredictability that you need on a map like Inferno, especially on that CT side. You really need those opening frags, because if you don't get them, they're able to go for those full executes, especially over towards A, where you've got the whole courtyard where you can just chuck nades over, have a full execute, 5 players up in your face. It's very hot. It's very hard to contend with.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the times when Goodjob did have success in their first game, it was due to quite a lot of aggression coming out and those nades coming out there. That's where they really managed to sort of crack MV Academy. But other than that, if they went for the slow rounds with the nades over the top, that didn't work as well for them. Yeah. I also think, talking about Goodjob, it's worth looking at their team. I mean, we saw Coffee in particular rounds. In the rounds they won, he was playing very, very well. But other than that, he did struggle a little bit. And then Lollipop only really started showing up towards the end of the CT half. And even when he was getting kills, it never really felt like enough to actually get them the round win. And that was, I think, really the big issue. Maybe if Lollipop got going a little bit earlier on, maybe if Lollipop and Coffee both were playing well at the same time, then they could have picked up some more rounds. But it seemed like it was just too inconsistent between both those players. They didn't really ever show up both at the same time.
Very possibly. Obviously, both teams able to get to double digits against their respective opponents. Do you think both teams... Do you think anyone's going to ban out Inferno? Because obviously... Oh, look. Well, that's my answer.
There we go.
Right there. Both teams feeling confident on it, despite both being handed losses.
Yeah, I think playing Inferno again is pretty understandable for both of these teams. They both did play against fairly good Inferno teams in their first games, so they're going to try and play it again, try and get it to work for them yet again here. And it looks like we should be ready to get underway for our third Inferno game in a row.
Yeah, one of these teams going to be handed back-to-back losses on the fiery map here. And Valiance going to be starting on that CT side after winning that 9th round. ME getting out that defuse kit. Everybody else with Kevlar. No nades for this Valiant side. Only the flashbangs for ME. He's going to be putting them to use. Over towards B. Nino, first headshot. Sadstead with 2, in fact, bursting onto this banana area. And ME, he's got the kit, no Kevlar. He's just having to hold back.
Yeah, the recent addition gets it done to start the round, but Goodjob still have to close it out, and it does look like they should be able to do so now. I mean, you can see the A presence just isn't there. Letney's trying to hold off from A long, does eventually get that first kill. That was actually the bomb drop down, but he's still trying to hold, still trying to fight, and you can see in the meantime, Goodjob will get the bomb back into their possession. Ooh, very close there. Letney, if he gets that kill, he would have dropped the bomb yet again. However, instead, the bomb will go down in the 3-on-3 retake.
Sadstead playing from above. Nice fast kill from Lollipop. The T's chipping in, and Goodjob starts off exactly how they started off in the previous map, winning that initial pistol round.
Yeah, nicely done by Goodjob. And they will get to, of course, have a couple of 8Ks into this round. It looks like on the Valiant side of things, they are not going to fully invest. This is actually something I generally prefer to see. Just go for the pistols and not necessarily the Kevlar, because a lot of the time in the first gun rounds, you will see a fair few teams really have struggles in terms of actually being able to get that full buy together. And just being able to get that full buy in the first round, I think, is more important than actually having the chance to try and maybe pick up a rifle and use that with the Kevlar. So we're just going to see a smaller investment from Valiance. And, of course, the Zeus from Letney is worth pointing out, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny. Obviously, we've seen some certain shenanigans from Trilux on this map, especially with the Zeus as of late. Probably won't be seeing that in this one. But an initial frag does come through. Nino, the in-game leader for the Serbian side, is going to open up Banana and shut down to only 4 players. The flash pops, and Box finds another.
Yeah, Goodjob will get themselves the even trade eventually, and we will now see a couple of players go back towards Banana. In fact, it looks like the entire team is willing to make its way back, and that should bode well for their chances, with only ME on the hold, and as well the CZ back at the triple box. Won't be too easy for him to hold off, but at the very least there is no molly to flush him out, so they will have to push up close to clear that corner. And ME does get that 1 kill. That's the bomb drop down. They have to push in, and Sadstead will eventually get that trade back. So again, it's a 3v3, but now Sadstead will continue to open up, and there we go. Fnex also sprays a couple down, and Goodjob do get the 2-0 lead.
Fnex hasn't died yet. Sadstead hasn't either. Obviously, not dropping these SMGs, AK-47s. This is somewhat of a bonus round for Fnex. Obviously, keeping that SMG alive, and you can see it's nades galore for Goodjob. Belarus boys going to be probably just steaming their way into this third round win. A couple of nades up Banana as well. This one shouldn't be too difficult. Just slaughtering their way through. Coffee with 2. They are about to walk into a stack, but I feel even walking into this one, they should be able to deal with it.
Yeah, they might not expect the full stack to have come in after getting those 2 opening kills, but they haven't really heard a rotate either, so they might expect a couple more players to be here. Out comes the flash, and Coffee will go in first. The smoke is deployed, but there's a gap in it, and Joxic doesn't get cleared. Only going to be the 1 kill, though, so it looks like it will indeed be closed out, as ME cannot exploit the gap in the smoke. And Goodjob do hold on to the 3-0 lead as expected, but it's also worth pointing out, Valiance did not fully invest into that second round, so they will have a very strong buy now.
Of course, AWP finally for Valiance. 4th round. This is the advantage of not buying Kevlar in that initial one. In that 2nd round, you're able to buy up the AWP. He's even got body armor for that. But good job. They seem to be speeding it up straight through the smoke over towards B. This is what they lacked in the first game. A bit of coordination, a bit of speed, a bit of flair. And it leaves only ME here. He's got such a huge job to do. Behind this smoke, tries to pop through. He spots out a pair, but you see Lollipop here trying to hold down the flank. It's Letney instead to find his head. ME, the smoke poke doesn't work out. Good job, should be able to find a 4th here.
Yeah, looking very likely with Valiance only having not only 2 players left, but also 2 damaged players left. You can see by the looks of things, though, they are going to stick around. The bomb still hasn't been planted, but finally the smoke goes up to allow that. And with Letney also picking up the AWP, he's actually going to see if he can maybe get 1 kill and make the retake more doable. Molotov will come in. I don't think that's going to do too much. And you can already see the rest of Valiance slowly but surely falling back. Despite their best efforts, they are going to have to concede a 4th round. And even with saving these guns, it's questionable as to whether they want to force. They'll probably just go for a half investment in terms of a couple of pistols as well. And good job indeed, we'll get the 4-0 lead. And they will just all exit to Banana together to keep the guns safe.
After so many weak T sides earlier on today, good job finally showing us how it's done. 4 on the board already. And this is a good start that they really do need. Before, it didn't quite get it. Yeah, they got the pistol round, but shut down in the 2nd by Envious Academy. And just couldn't get the ball rolling in that regard. This time, Valiance getting out that AWP once more. The money's been pretty solid and sturdy for them. Joxic's got that. AWP, Kevlar as well. Loads of nades. Good job. They definitely have a bit of competition in this one. Joxic is waiting for this flash as well. Peeks out. There's the shot. Joxic finally opening up onto mid.
Yeah, I thought that might have been a headshot, but Joxic manages to find the chest for the opening kill, and he will happily fall back with the man advantage. And I wasn't quite expecting Valiance to have so much money here, but the buy is really good for them. Only even ME forced down to an SMG, and the UMP is certainly capable. So Valiance will be more than happy to go for the force, and Joxic is still on the hold. A couple of players probing towards top mid, and Joxic does fire off the shot, but he gets caught in the back. Luckily for him, Letney will be able to find the eventual trade, and Valiance do hold the man lead.
Yeah, what great trades as well right there. Valiance, obviously, that could have leveled up the playing field. The trade's right there, the secondary punch. Nox, good job, right off balance. And they've now only got the 3 players to make this B-sided assault work, and there's a smoke as well. Coffee, gonna pop a couple of bullets through, but unable to really make anything work here. Nino, he's in this boosted position again. He's been such a playmaker from this angle, and he's actually holding off the bullets as well. Not going for any lucky shots, instead just finding 2 instead. It's Lollipop, gonna sideline 1, but he's being wrapped in. Hunter's here behind, hasn't spotted him out, but does pop a couple of bullets on through. First round for Valiance.
Yep, they finally convert with a round on the board, and good job themselves. We'll, of course, have money for the buy into this round, but you can see a couple of players going somewhat low. And we are going to see an AWP now into the hands of Box. He has been a little bit quiet so far today, so we'll have to wait to see if he can step up into this one right now with that AWP into his open arms. We are going to see good job again, get the banana presses fairly easily. This Coffee even does some damage to follow up. In the meantime, push comes out towards mid, and Box does finally show up with that AWP. He gets a pick, but Hunter flashes himself in for the 1, looking for the 2nd, and Box with the AWP does just about get the trade back. Very, very close stuff, but again, a 3-on-3 to play from.
Letney here, stuck in pit as well. He's actually being wrapped in on. Nice headshot from Lollipop once again, trying to tap another one out. ME deciding to fall back instead, but that wallbang's perfect. Box finds his 3rd. There's everybody just chipping in that 3 versus 3. Good job finding every single frag, and they're back on the board once more. Valiance losing 2 in a row this time. Their economy can't hold. They're stuck back to ecoing this time. It's going to be a couple of pistols dotted about. You can see Joxic wants that AWP, can't go for any investment. Emi as well wants a full buy. Isn't going to go for all too much. Oh, quite a late buy, it does seem. After that initial buy time, instead just deciding to go for this investment. Nino perhaps deciding to make an executive decision.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with this force buy. They're already behind, and if they lose this one, they run the risk of losing even further, and it's going to be fairly tricky, even with a couple of SMGs, to really be able to get too much done. They do have a fair few nades, but you can already see ME peering over the smoke, spotting out Box, and Box is rattling off some shots. The damage is done, but not going to be enough for the kill. And again, with the weak weaponry at long range, they're not really going to be that much of a chance to get that opening frag. And maybe if they'd have held on, waited to get rifles, that could have been an opening. But with the MP9, it is not meant to be. And so Goodjob will still get to keep everyone alive to start the round.
Ticking just past the minute mark. It's Goodjob just sacrificing this map control towards A in pursuit of this B site. You can see Nino close with a CZ. Fast headshot, just ME left. Lots of pressure on his shoulders as Flash is piling. He is going to find that first. They've got to actually swarm him now. But he does find 2 and 3 straight through the smoke. ME doing all the damage. And it's Box and Sadzed on this B site. Box finding an initial headshot. Trying to hold Valiance out, but they're finally trying to swarm in. How are they going to make this assault straight through? This Deagle not connecting. Instead of UMP picked up. His Box just holds down this angle. He's hungry. Full flash. Oh, he finds it. Box decides to fall back, but Hunter does capitalize as AK reigns in, and it is a headshot. Goodjob with actually 6 rounds at this point. Valiance, they haven't really got onto the board, and where before they had such a strong, solid CT side, this time, that's, well, it's going to be a bit of a stretch if they even find 9.
Yeah, at this point, back down to almost a full eco, as you would expect here. And even when the force buy is looking like it's going to go their way, you saw ME getting those 3 opening kills. Still, the rest of the team cannot follow it up. And so Goodjob should be able to take another fairly convincing round. See here, Fnex in towards apartments. Oh, nearly lining up the spray there. I don't think he did any damage, though. Not quite going to be able to go all the way through all those walls. But yeah, Goodjob taking some risks in terms of going close in towards apartments, but with the Molotovs being up, they will stay safe to start the round.
Just holding back as well. Valiance, normally you might see a bit of a push come in, but this time just relying on the crossfires, perhaps trying to funnel them in to do 1 or 2 frags worth of damage. See Letney here stuck in pit. You can hear the footsteps. A thunder of them holding an apps as he's just kind of dodging and weaving with this USP, trying to maybe find a head, but nobody really peeking. You can see how reserved Goodjob are playing this time, just playing totally back. It does allow this full rotate through though, but they might be able to circumnavigate this defense. With a totally open B site, they're going to find it. And of course, with this few pistols, with this few investment for Valiance, it's obviously difficult to take the round anyway. They're going to funnel into this CZ. The only upgraded pistol gone. A smattering of frags with only 10 seconds left. Got to get this bomb down now. Where's the bomb? Come on, fellas. Place it down last second, but Jocks are going to let me. It's all about just trying to find a kill. And Lollipop will concede 1. Maybe getting away with this AK-47 is the very best he can do. Slides away, slithers, but with 5 HP. Feel like the pre-fire is probably going to come through here. There's Box. Finds him.
Yeah, managing to take another round as you would expect. Lollipop didn't really need to at the end there take that fight. Not really necessary, but doesn't really cost Goodjob too much. At the same time, their money isn't really that built up. A couple of rounds have been fairly close, but still somewhat surprising to see Goodjob have sort of, not necessarily struggles, but not necessarily a strong economy either. So a couple of round wins for Valiance. They could get straight back into this one, and that's what we've seen so far in the games today. Even when teams have taken those big leads, just sort of 2 round wins, maybe forcing them back down to a low buy, and then the game being cracked right open. So Valiance still just need to focus on making sure they can win this upcoming round, even if they don't quite have the full rifles, with Neno stuck on the ump.
Just a 1, of course. Valiance's economy stretched very thin. It's a bit of a crucial position for them. Of course, if they lose this one, the score just spirals out of control. Goodjob likely going to be up towards that double-digit mark, and on the T side of Inferno, that's just way too much. AWP on box once again. He's actually been a bit of a playmaker with it so far. 8 kills for him, leading the charge on this T side. As we approach the second half, this first half, Goodjob are going to push up towards the top of mid, just setting up, and they've been taking this map control fairly easily every single round. Valiance not going for the aggressive picks, but instead that nade stack doing a hell of a lot of damage. But Box with the collat, both on B, and he opens it up once again. He had 2 health, and he found 2 frags. Again, another one. What is Box doing? This is just... I'm lost for words. I'm speechless. Box, he's opening it up every single time. And this time, I just called him out. I just said he has been such a good player this half. But Lollipop, oh, maybe they're finally coming alive. A pair of shots there. The second, extremely fast. Maybe Goodjob wants to shot this first half out extremely convincingly. He was on 2 health. That was a perfect nade stack. The collat comes through. The triple as well. Might as well throw it all into the hat.
Yeah, I don't even know what else to say at this point. The fact that Box just pushes in there with 2 HP so confidently just goes to show how much success Goodjob have been having so far. I believe that was 2 Molotovs into the same position, but we'll let them off because they are 8-1 up already. And of course, Valiance themselves with just the pistols. We've seen this time and time again. These pistol buys haven't been able to particularly get too much done. Looks like over towards Banana, though. Emmy going to try and see if he can sneak his way forwards. And Coffee is going to go in here. They're going to need to deploy their nades well, but Emmy, does get flashed in, but Coffee takes him down. And SadZed himself opens up with a frag of his own. Looks like the B site should be claimed fairly easily. Neno is in towards CT, but the smoke will cut him off. And again, the flash was well placed. Okay, Neno does get the 1 kill before he goes down, so that's at least something for Valiance to work from, but with only 2 players left, shouldn't really be getting anything done out of this position, of course. Even Coffee trying to look over the smoke, but now that will fade, and it looks like SadZed is hungry for the kills. Not really required to push these down. They know they're only pistols, but still, SadZed gets himself a frag, and Letny will be the 1 man left.
Perfect timing from the Serbian side's in-game leader. Nino does find that kill. Letny with his Deagle as well, just trying to pop headshots, pop heads, but only able to find the 1, not even salvaging an M4 for his trouble. And you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to actually prevent him from reaching this one. Letny falling back, going to watch that bomb explode. Front row seats for him. And there's the AK-47 as well, so does salvage that rifle, but only small victories for Valiance.
Yeah, very, very small victories across the board. Only the 1 round, but they're going to try and change that with 2 AWPs. Again, we talked about it previously. Joxic generally being the more sort of playmaking AWPer, and Neno being a bit more stable, a bit more passive, and waiting for the push to come in towards him. So we'll have to see if that can work, as it did in parts previously, but Neno has already gone down. So it doesn't look like those double AWPs will get too much, but Joxic finds at the very least 1 frag back. So we will go back to an even position, but still the B site is looking fairly vulnerable here for Valiance.
They almost lined up for him once again. Oh, and Letny actually gets dealt that tag through the smoke, but nevertheless still pushing. There's the headshot. He's right in between enemy lines. He's causing a real nuisance right now. Instead, it's Molotov back off, staying alive, man advantage.
That's exactly what Valiance were looking for to make things easier for them. You can see, though, Goodjob with still a fair few nades left, and this round certainly isn't over yet. Joxic will make sure no push comes in towards him. Molotov is deployed, but no push to follow through. Instead, the rotate comes back towards B, and Emmy hasn't been watching the angle here, so he risks them getting up close, but now he hits the steps. Now he goes for the peak. Only the 1 frag, though, and the rotate wasn't quite quickly enough. It's Hunter trying to come over, and he does get that all-important frag to leave Box by himself. I think he's trying to watch over the top of this smoke, but you can see the push coming in. Hunter didn't really need to do that, and Box there had a chance to open it up. With 28 seconds, still maybe a chance to do so. If he gets this kill, this could be everything. Joxic just about peeks in, but they should not be facing that AWP 1 by 1.
Yeah, Joxic absolutely knew. He had the intel, he heard the scope. Just watching that angle so attentively, he's played that duel 1,000 times. It's probably an underestimate as well. Joxic, such a star with that AWP. Hasn't had the same impact as we saw previously. The previous map of Inferno, one of the main reasons Valiance haven't been able to put anything together on the CT side. Instead, Goodjob has been tearing them apart. After that single round win, if Goodjob can take it back now, perhaps they could be forward onto the 11-12 round mark. Already far too much. Joxic flashback and go for a repeat as you can see the AK's up close and personal. Hunter only able to take one, and that wasn't even the man he was aiming at. FNX up close. Oh, misses that angle, misses timing as well. As Emmy does swing out Joxic as well. Finally establishing these crossfires on the A site as the final two men try and swarm out to box once again. This time a 1 versus 4. The man who's been put in impossible situations once again fails to deliver the goods. 3 rounds for Valiance.
Yeah, but still Goodjob will certainly be buying up for this round at the very least. Although Box will not have that AWP any longer, and that's something the Goodjob have been utilizing fairly heavily so far. So we'll have to see how the AKs play themselves. We've also, I think, been seeing Goodjob kind of slow down the pace. Earlier on, we saw a lot of fast rounds to get them the goods, and Coffee flicks back around to get that opening headshot. He was full blind there. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and that's exactly what he got for the opening kill. And now the rest of Valiance will decide to play things safe. They don't want to lose another frag because at that point, a 3v5 is very, very difficult to come back from.
In this position, you've got a bit of a dilemma. Do you rotate an extra man towards the A site, or do you leave this 2-2 setup in fruition? But deciding to go for the latter, as Goodjob. They've sniffed a rat straight into this A site here. Letney looking for the head glitch angle, but unable to find anything. There's Nino burning Coffee alive in the flames. Coffee served extra hot as they're going to try and pour in towards Hunter. The star player only finds one as these AWPs, nothing they can do. I don't know why they're not already saving.
Yeah, I guess maybe hoping someone will push out, but Valiant's not really going to get any chances to get any kills here. And I guess that's the issue with having both AWPs try to rotate over. They're not going to get anything out of this one. Neno will look to fall back. And Goodjob. But we did kind of say they've been struggling a bit in the recent rounds. They've been going a bit more slowly. That hadn't particularly been working. They try and go for a bit of a faster play, and that allows them to get another round together. And even though I said they've been struggling in the recent rounds, I mean, they're still 10-3 up, you know. It's not exactly gone horribly wrong for them, and they still have the chance to make it even more before the half.
You can see 3 players on double digits already. Lollipop, Box, Sad said, all above that 11 mark. And of course, that's the primary reason why they are up on 10 rounds. As Valiance keep the double AWP setup in play. That nade's going to do a lot of initial damage to Nino, who isn't even going to fall back. Just holding this angle pretty attentively, waiting for the peek from Coffee, but you can see Goodjob not giving these CTs anything to work with, just playing passive.
Yeah, smoke will come in from Hunter to make sure he can slow them down. And considering he only has the CZ, I'm sure he won't be wanting to take too many fights anytime soon. Instead, though, it's Joxic who is the first line of defense towards mid, with Hunter ready and waiting if he is required. But with a minute left on the clock, Goodjob don't have to commit if they don't want to. With the smoke coming in, Joxic is now out of commission. You can see he tries to time the shot, but will not be able to do so. And with Hunter not having the support, he's gone a bit more passively towards short, although he is still sticking around and trying to play close with the CZ. Could be a little bit dangerous as he lingers in towards short, but he will finally commit to falling back. With 38 seconds now, the bomb is instead going to go back to the B bomb site, but Joxic still opens up on towards A.
Yeah, the re-rotate is destined for the B site. And there's the flank gone. Hunter eliminating it, picking up an AK-47 as well. He had just a CZ before, trying to go for that rotate, and now Letney right around this corner. They're not even going to check him. First frag, there's the second. Nice follow-up. Is Coffee unable to do anything, just finds the one. Nice and crisp, but it's Letney him to... They need Hunter to step up, Joxic as well. Everybody really lingering around this 8-kill mark, averaging 8.
Yeah, no one really standing out on Valiance just yet, but maybe we'll get to see that in the T side where there is a bit more freedom. Either way, good job, of course, having to force into the last round of the half. Only getting a couple of AKs to show for it, but still could very much compete in this round, depending on how it plays out at the early stages. And of course, the players that have gone down to the pistols have done so to make sure they do have a fair amount of utility. So a push towards a site could still find success. There's Coffee waiting to see if... Oh, okay. Not what you want to see before a push comes in. But
What's he playing at?
Yeah, not very nice. Just rude.
Not happy families right now. That smoke, they wanting to push through it. There's a Molotov as well, and Coffee gonna sideline one. Emmy just holding down the spray. There's 3. Box up close and personal. A mad spray on through, trying to tap his second. But he's gonna recede to this B site. Back off as a bomb goes down. Lollipop is salvaged in AWP. The AK's out as well, but Valiance have the health advantage no longer. Ledney, 74 HP. Lollipop just holding down the angle. 2, now 3. 11 rounds for Good Job.
11 for half, and I'm sure they will be very happy with that one. You can even see on the kills, no one particularly stepping up or standing out from Good Job, but Lollipop certainly is having a much better game than previously, and that really has allowed them, alongside the rest of the team, to be able to make their way forwards and have such a strong lead themselves. And Valiance, they're going to have to rely on this pistol round, and they're going to have to rely on the 2 sets of utility they have in the hands of Emmy and Neno to get it done here on their T side.
The main stage is so brutal. Anyone can beat anybody. And we're kind of seeing that here today. Good Job, who had a pretty lackluster performance in their first series, their first best of 1. Definitely doing far from that in their second of the day. Valiance need to step up on this T side, otherwise they're going to be going home in last place after such a hard-fought group as well. They really did put a lot of effort in to even earn their spot here. As Good Job, straight invite, entering late to the party. The 4 back from the USPs, and Valiance looking to wrap in from Banana. All 5 players here. Good Job, not stiffing anything just yet. They've still got 3 on the A site. No re-rotate. There's a smokes drop. Valiance about to make this push.
Yeah, the clock's coming in, and Hunter will get that initial kill, dropping Coffee out of the rounds. You see the rest of the team making their way forwards, and Fnex can't really do anything about it. The smokes did come in over the top, and Letney still has a smoke in his hands. I believe he picked that up from Coffee's dead body. They still need to recover the kit as well here. You can see Good Job lining up the retake. The kit is there out in the open, so they can take a bit more time, but these steps are being made. Surely Valiance are aware of this, but still Fnex pushes in and catches the burst off guard. Trades back and forth, and Lollipop himself gets a kill. Oh, Fnex there did get one before going down, but just not enough. Valiance were all over the site. So many players swarming on towards them, and so we could still have a game on our hands here as Valiance take the pistol.
Yeah, Finiac seems so on point with that pistol, though. The USP chipping and chiming through. And it's Valiance come out on top instead, getting out the AK-47s, couple of MAC-10s. Nice symmetry on the weapons. Finiac's in first. Quick headshot, obviously feeling confident with that Teagle after such a great pistol performance in the previous round. But Nino just wrapping it instead through the Molotov, straight through, and finish off one. Sad said, only putting together the single frag of towards the A site. This one's pretty much all done and dusted once more.
Yeah, fairly standard. Just going for a fast B play. You could run the risk, of course, of running into a stack, but for the most part, on force buys like this, I think especially on Inferno, you don't really teams stack too often when they do have a fair amount of investment. A lot of the times they will like to just see if they can play some close angles. That's exactly what Good Job attempted, but did not find success in the round. And of course, the MAC-10 of Hunter was making sure there was some presence over towards A, but he only gives up a MAC-10 when he goes down. So not an issue for the team. And Valiance will certainly be happy to get themselves on the board early on their T side. And again, keep themselves in with a chance here. But Good Job won't be able to fully go into this upcoming round with these saved weapons.
Yeah, it's just about closing out that scoreline right now. And one round at a time. As we said before, they're 5 behind. And Goodjob, they can't really invest into this one. A couple of sets of Kevlar, pistols here and there, one MAC-10, but it's not all too much to talk about. As Valiance, you can see, it's pretty much their dream buy against this setup. They've got the MAC-10s to dispatch of the unarmored opponents. A couple of AKs as well to throw a bit of spice into the mix.
Yeah, we'll have to see if those AKs will go in first or if they'll just send out the Max to try and gain the info or just to try and gain the opening kills. We are, of course, this time going to see Goodjob stack because they have a bit less of an investment. And Box in towards top mid is going to try and play up close. Doesn't look like he's going to get too much of a fight just yet, but the bomb is also not making its way back towards B. So Valiance here, if they spot out this full-on stack towards the site, should be ready to rotate over towards A if necessary. And you can see now they were just making sure they had some presence towards Banana before the players slowly but surely filter their way back towards A. And with only Box being there on the hold, he's not going to have a great chance to hold this off.
Of course, a very slow T-side setup this time. A couple of trades coming on through early. Lollipop still in CT spawn. A site completely compromised as Valiance gonna likely be able to put this 7th round on the board. Just holding off the rotations as well. Pretty plain sailing for the Valiant side as this 6, now 5 score gap closed down to just 4s. Coffee tries to battle his way out, unable to do so. That's the CZ gone, and Valiance looking pretty strong early on in this half. You can see how much money they've built up as well. They've got this buffer of about 6,000 on 4 players, and Hunter, is he actually going to keep this MAC-10? Yeah, he certainly is. Earlier today, like to keep it into the following rounds. Not a big fan of it myself, but he's a professional player, not me. Just Squid CS.
Yeah, I think the advantage of it is, of course, you can see Goodjob really don't have any helmets. It's only Lollipop who could afford that. And to be honest, Lollipop probably shouldn't have even bought a helmet himself. You can see no kit, no real nades on their CT side. So the MAC-10, if it does get up close and maybe get some double dinks, can do some damage. You can see Hunter trying to play up close, but it doesn't look like anyone will challenge him in towards apartments. And Valiance, they are just sticking around towards top mid. The smokes are up, so I guess that's why they are slowing down this push. But Hunter doesn't really have anyone behind him, even if he goes out for the push himself. Now finally Neno will come into support, and the nades coming all over the A site.
You see Sadzed just trying to change up those angles. The Molotovs do pour through. Good flash. Shuts Sadzed out, but he goes for this mad spray down. Finds 2. Nice follow-up headshot as Joxic tries to wrap his way in. Box gone as well. Means they're able to get this bomb down. You can see Coffee here just trying to take pokes through the corner of this smoke. Trying to perhaps find Letney. Knows that there's going to be somebody playing in Graveyard. Wanting to break apart this crossfire. But Nino is already practically shut this one down. Yeah, completely shut down as well. 8-11.
Yeah, Valiant starting off strong on their T side of things. I was kind of expecting to see a fairly fast round, going for some aggression there with the MAC-10 kept. I wouldn't have been surprised to see them pushing forwards quickly and try to see if Hunter can get an opening with the Mac. If not, have the AKs behind him. But they did go for a sort of somewhat slower paced round. Not necessarily slow pace, but they did not go for that fast push I was thinking of. And Goodjob, they are going to go for a fast push straight down mid. But a couple of AKs will get a kill each to shut that out. It was only 2 players that committed to the push there, so it was always going to be tricky for them to get anything going. And Box here with just the USP, what can he even do? Trying to tap away. Did actually do a surprising amount of damage there, but the nade will finish him off. And this round pretty much going as expected.
Yeah, nice dunk there. It seems like a massive change of pace in this second half. Valiance starting to put their foot on the accelerator, really getting this half rolling in the spirit that they genuinely needed. Otherwise, they'd probably be home by now. They're probably completely out of this tournament. Fast peaks. They're taking, even in these eco rounds, every single engagement extremely seriously. You can see not taking anything for granted. In that situation, double peak, knowing that it's probably only a pistol. to be able to do it. And you can see they're losing, they're not losing any economy because of this. Nino, Letney, both with almost 13,000 each.
Yeah, and Goodjob will use the money they have built up now to go for 2 AWPs on their side of things. A little bit of utility used on either side, but nothing considerable to start the round. You can see Fnex is holding down Banana, but the smoke will not necessarily allow him to get the opening kill. He's just going to jump up and hold this all alone. It doesn't look like anyone's really going to go into his crosshair. You can see Valiance lining up a fair few players over towards A. Of course, you can rotate back and forth between the sites fairly quickly, but if they do commit to this A play, there are 4 players waiting alongside Box with that AWP. And he is holding that aggressive angle towards top mid just to make sure he gets that advanced information.
Of course, as mentioned before, previous map as well, double up setup, Box. Maybe being the crucial player with the AWP, you kind of want to see him have it every single time. 4 players on this A site as well. Having the double AWP setup lets them leave that second player up towards the B site all alone as well, but could very easily be compromised here. There's the Molotov in, forces man back. You see, Coffee's here for support as well. That's a nice nade. ME down to 66. Here's the flower bot boost. Maybe the least check boost in the whole of CSGO. Nobody likes to check it, but there's a fast frag with the AWP. Gonna peek in for more, and there's the follow-up! A big killer! Tries for the no-scope, but unable to connect. It's Coffee instead to put one more. 10 seconds, and Nino, how is he gonna be able to get this bomb down? Chips and chimes through this smoke, and here come the nades as well. Adding insult to injury, he's fully flashed. Needs to back into one corner. He's got to fight his way out. But how is Nino going to be able to connect with the headshots? This bomb already dropped. You can see Goodjob slowly slipping the way into this B site, playing so timid. Maybe giving Nino a slight opportunity, a bit of time to play with. He's hidden in this corner. There's the first, but Sad said he easily capitalizes. 12 rounds. You saw Goodjob. They were playing scared.
Yeah, they still get the round win, though, 12-9 up. And they did kind of have to heavily rely on the fact that Fnex got that triple kill there. And, well, a lot of the times you try and analyze the rounds, it can be difficult to do so when it's just a player stepping up like that. But I guess we can also point out the fact that Valiance there, they did just all go for that B play. That is always going to be a risk. You're all funneling in through a very tight position. And so that did allow Goodjob to shut them out, and we are going to see Box this time with the AWP drop the smoke aggressively in towards mid to peek out towards second mid and get that information early on. And Hunter was thinking of rounding the corner, but Box will be forced back after hearing a couple of players behind that smoke. He didn't want to stick around, and with good reason, because he could have been in trouble. In the meantime, though, Banana seems to be the first point of contact, and Coffee takes some damage from his teammate there. He will have to fall back now, not wanting to hold on half HP. And not a great start there, I guess you could say, for Goodjob.
Yeah, a lot of team damage done this game. Perhaps not really liking each other. Hunter does find a headshot at the side of the map. Takes a lot of damage for it as well. Letting is very low too, so Valiance, although being a player up, not out the woods just yet. Coffee just hiding back on this B site. They've got 2 players over here. Pretty unconventional. Normally you'd probably rotate the third man over towards A, but just before this push comes in, Goodjob. They've made a good read. Oh, they're about to go for this push as well. There's a flash out. Coffee pretty much knows it's coming right now. When's he going to make the peak? When's he going to make the push? Catches one with a nade out, but there's the AWP swiping in. Coffee as well. Comes it back to a man advantage for the CT side. His Box, oh, chips one through the smoke. And able to actually connect, as Sad said. Double kill for him. Goodjob. Finally starting to step up. Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, this round might not be over just yet. Letney should just get the bomb planted. He hears the steps. Coffee going so aggressive. But okay, then. Fnex just decides the round is done. He decides to get that final kill. And he is certainly starting to show up with that AWP. Even rotating over to A, he finds the success. A little bit surprising to see Coffee go so aggressive there, but I guess he was just trying to make it so that the opponent wasn't looking towards Fnex with that AWP, and that worked out wonderfully. Fnex got that final shot through, And of course, Valiance still have plenty of money on their side, but they are going to need to start getting some round wins shortly because 13-9 down, we are heading towards the end of this game.
Yeah, they've still got a bit of bank to be able to buy up into this one, potentially the next as well. But the double AWP setup, Box, Phoenix, both again with these scoped rifles. A couple of nades down mid do whiz their way onto Letna's position, but not really connecting, not really doing all too much damage. As Phoenix taking a lot of damage early.
Oh,
team damage again. Team damage again.
1 damage, but there we go. More importantly, Coffee got that first kill up towards Banana. And Hunter himself is waiting in towards Apps. I don't think he's going to go for too much of a push. You can see, though, good job. Again, we see fairly often teams try to stack forward towards A. And that is the case yet again. But we have seen it a couple of times already, the B site fall apart fairly quickly when you only have 1 player on Banana. So that's something to watch out for in this round. And, oh, Box has a gap in the smoke here. He won't spot anyone out towards mid. So that allows Coffee
that nade
to commit. Okay, perfect. What else is there to be said? Perfect nade from Neno to get the trade.
Coffee here as backup. He was to support the insurance policy. It's Box, the primary AWP, in fact, adding a challenge to this B site for Coffee. Up close person once again, takes a spray down, misses and messy. It's Hunter, nails another headshot. Box gone, and B site broken.
Yeah, in a matter of seconds, Goodjob lose out that B site. And it looks like they will just elect to save, which of course is understandable. I guess it's interesting to see if Valiance actually saved both of these AWPs for their T side. I wouldn't expect it. They have a lot of time to discuss whether or not they want to, but we are just going to see Hunter push out so aggressively, and he gets a reward for it. Gets the first kill, and there we go. Taps away to take the second, and indeed, Neno decides it's not worthwhile risking those 2 AWPs, especially when, of course, Goodjob will be on such a weak buy in this upcoming round.
And you can see Goodjob here, barely going to have anything, pretty much 0 investment. Coffee, Lollipop, just trying to level out the money slightly. It's Valiance. Their economy has been pretty much picture perfect throughout the entirety of the second half. Approaching the it matters. It's Phoenix, dink down once again. As Emmy deals the headshot, dealing the damage. And Molotov as well, forcing anybody back. Just trying to evade a stack here on Banana. Of course, Hunter, he can hear these footsteps. Lollipop wailing here in Apps as Valiance. You can see how slowly they're playing, but this is super reminiscent of their first game, where they're trying to make this comeback. Can they really follow through and actually bring it to 16 this time?
We're going to have to wait and see if they can. This game is fairly close now, as Hunter himself gets another fairly easy kill, pretty much going as expected. And I think it is worth pointing out, I mean, heading into today, I think both of us would have had Valiance certainly not going out in last. I probably would have even had them in second. So it's been fairly surprising to see them struggle so much. There's likely to get that kill and just going to be Box left alive. But yeah, I was kind of expecting them to finish in second place overall, so fairly surprising to see them struggle. I was expecting individuals to possibly perform a bit better. What? You got 2 kills there? All right then. I mean, it's not going to lead to anything, but still, you got to love to see it.
He's making a statement, isn't he, with that pistol, the P250 raining through, doing the damage onto Banana, and just doing a tickle of damage. Of course, it's not going to shake their economy. They've got so much money to talk of. Jock 6, 7,600, AWP in hand, everybody with the perfect buy-up. You can see this T side. Molly's all round, Smoke's all round, and they're going to put a couple of them to good use up to Banana. And you can see Phoenix wanted to go for this aggressive peek straight down, but unable to do so. There's a Lollipop with an initial frag. Going to be able to salvage that lone AK-47. Phoenix, Deagle in hand, able to take a shot.
Yeah, this becomes very dicey for Valiance now. You see that one rifle that Phoenix dropped down will not be picked up, but it's still only 3 players from Valiance who have to make the push work. Smoke's going to go in towards CT, and that should allow that push to be fairly successful, but they don't clear the corner. Coffee now finally gets spotted out, and he decides to fall off. And in the meantime, Phoenix elsewhere did get taken out in towards Ruins, so the bomb will be planted. And the question is, do Goodjob want to go for this one on the retake?
There's a bit of damage straight through the coffin. Emmy down to 57. Not going to shake him up all too much. Super unlucky on that flower pot boost there. Just getting tagged down, losing his cool ever so slightly. They're going to reboost, but it's not going to amount to all too much. Is Emmy, oh, looking the wrong way, caught with his pants down. Joxic stuck in this corner, last alive. Got to nail them both. Playing this pillar to perfection, finds both. All two. And that's 12 rounds for Valiance.
Still a very, very close round, considering Goodjob's level of investment. But Valiance do get the round win on the board, and that's exactly what they needed to get the job done. Just make sure you keep on winning the rounds. However, now, of course, Goodjob themselves will be back to a bye, and they'll be hoping that they can get this to work for them. Box boosted up, but Joxic expects the boost to come in. He himself wins the Battle of the Orps to open things up for his team. And we haven't really seen those Orps get to fight each other too often to start things off. But Joxic clearly wants to make his mark and show why Box should not be fighting him as he gets that opening pick.
He was such a dominant threat in that first map. Recently, hasn't had the same effect on this one, but it's nice to see him finally step up. Of course, as his scoreline closes, Valiant seems to be so clutch in these situations. 5 versus 4, though, as the M4's hidden away on this A site. There's lots of reinforcements here. Valiant's got to hit their shots. ViniX with one. The opener, sad said as well, but it's being traded out evenly. So they've still got to deal with Lollipop on this site. He does spot a single man and finds it. Coffee as well, chipping in. Hunter's very low. He's got plenty of time, but not plenty of health, as he's stuck down here, being chipped away by aggressive M4s. He wants to fight his way out, but Lollipop finds him instead. Good job. Every time they seem to be under threat, under fire, they seem to step up. 14 rounds now.
Yeah, just taking a look at the kills on both sides, really everyone has just been having fairly average games, to be honest. No one particularly standing out. I was kind of expecting to see Hunter against a slightly weaker opponent have a better time of things, but I guess maybe he's just not having a good day for himself. Either way, some contention down towards Banana, and Joxic, after taking that nade, will just about reposition. If he stuck around there, he was a dead man. But he will manage to keep his life. And maybe a bit of miscoordination from Goodjob, not lining up the nades. And oh, Joxic gets that first kill. The counter flash comes in. And Valiance will hold on. Oh my god, this is so close. He's not going to land a shot, but still the man advantage.
Joxic is scary with that AWP, especially on Banana, firing away. ViniX is able to take one, traded straight back out by Letney, but Box is still here, roaming on this B site. AWP can only fire slow shots, but Valiance, they've slowed it right down. They've got the man advantage, wanting to pick their poison before they make a final approach.
So after the initial trades don't go evenly, they go in the favor of Valiance. We get a bit of calm before the storm, as Valiance are just going to stay spread across the map. Good job here. With only 3 players left, sometimes teams would try and go for some aggression. So that's why Valiance were holding off. And the smoke goes in towards B, but you can see Valiance not committing. They're going back towards the A site. And Lollipop will not really have too much info here. He might now hear the steps, and the rotate will come back around. And Lollipop does get one from the site, but Hunter stepping up for his team, gets those 2 kills. I was just kind of calling him out previously, and he shows me up by getting those all-important frags. And this game, again, is looking like it's going to go down to the wire.
Every game so far gone to double digits. It's been extremely close. Counter-Strike so far. Box falling back in saving, but remember, good job. They only found the 1 round. Their economy is going to be in absolute tatters. I'm actually interested to see what their money is shaping up to look like in the next, and possibly one of the final rounds of this series. Overtime certainly on the cards. See Box just trying to smoke his way out. He's going to have to hit some fast, close quarters frags. Is Hunter, again, another one. 3 kills for him in this bout. 13-14. This one will be close.
Yeah, look at the money for Goodjob. They are in trouble. This is probably just going to have to be a hard eco, and even then, the bind to the next round won't necessarily be great. And surely there's no way Goodjob can win this round. 2 P250s. And if Valiance play as they have been so far on their T side, this should be a very, very easy round win for them.
These pistols probably not going to amount to much on this A site. Obviously just 2 left. The rifles shredding them up. It's going to be Hunter next in line. And yeah, Lollipop, not too much to talk of. Doesn't even really do all too much damage. As we're going to see 14-14, 30th round will be played. This game, I don't see any other way. I feel like this is going to be overtime, my mate. Hawker, I feel like it's going to be some overtime.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm putting my money on the table now. I'm putting my ArcaneBet money on the table. Overtime. That's what I say. Squid's prediction.
Can you get the Squid special? Is that an offer?
What
are the odds?
It will be.
It will be.
In 1 month's time. Squid special. It'll be on the menu.
Nice, nice. I mean, good job here. We'll have to see what kind of investment they have into this next round. I assume they're going to buy up, but then if they do lose, they're not going to have great money for the last round. And we'll get to see if they do want to get a really, really strong buy together, or if they're fine with just going what they can. There we go. Neno eventually realizes there is an opponent in his crosshair, and he takes that final frag. And you can see, good job. This is actually very, very tough. I thought they'd have a bit more money than this, but yeah, I think they could even think about ecoing for overtime here, because you don't want to risk your tournament life on a buy like this.
Yeah, remember that loss bonus isn't as high as it would have been. Of course, they won, I think it was 3 rounds ago, so they're only on to that 1,900, 2,400 loss bonus per player. And you can see they've elected to go for pistols. This pause probably to decide what the buy is going to shape up to look like. Of course, Valiance, no matter what happens, they're going to be able to buy into both. The ball is certainly in their court right now. Look at this buy from them. Obviously, picture perfect. AK-47s all round. The AWP once again on Joxic, and he has finally stepped up. Only 16 frags, but they felt like they've all been crucial. They've all been lighting fast headshots, fast as hell, crazy plays, especially on towards Banana, just up close in person with the AWP, trying to mount some wall bangs. Obviously, that fast headshot hit onto a jumping box, shooting the box right out of the air, shattering into 1,000 pieces of cardboard.
Yeah. And I think as well, when the frags are so similar on every player or across the whole server, it's much more important sort of how much impact the frags had. And we've seen quite a few rounds, Joxic either getting the first kill or just being able to find a couple of kills in very important rounds. So I think he certainly has been one of the more impactful players on the Valiance side of things, even if he hasn't necessarily got the most frags. In fact, I mean, I guess he's bottom fragging for his team, but he's certainly not too far behind. There's also been Hunter stepping up in a couple of rounds. I think he's just, for the most part, been consistent. There was that one round where he got those 2 entries towards A. Those were very important, but it looks like we are having a little bit of an extended pause here. I don't exactly know if this started out as a tactical pause or exactly what is happening, but we can see the good job investment. They have decided they are willing to play for that final round if necessary. They want to get that full buy, and I can certainly understand with the position they are in.
FiniX with the scout as well, pistols all round. Elsewhere, of course, Kevlar brought up on those other 4 players, just trying to level out that money. Of course, you don't want that money to go to waste in the final round. Of course, wanting to fight for the 15th. Joxic once again, fast tag. And there's the frag, looking for banana control. There's only one more player up here. These pistols crumbling. It's FiniX, obviously, that's the scout. It's disappeared into thin air. Hunter can hear the jumps. Once again, Lollipop making a lot of noise, telegraphing his position.
Yeah, Hunter, of course, doesn't want to push in and hunt down that kill. Up against these pistols, no need to take a close-range fight. But it does give a bit more information. Box here is going to sit in the CT smoke. If he chooses the right time to push, that could be good for him to get a kill or 2, but only the 1 frag. And his teammate on the site itself did not open up. Hunter could be in trouble, but he does get the 1 headshot out towards second mids. And Sad Zed will also fall at the hands of Hunter. So it will be Valiance who have the chance. 15-14 up. This is their opportunity to make sure they stay alive here in the Legends Series. And again, it all comes down to round number 30.
Of course, fighting for overtime's a good job. They haven't seemed very clutch, hate to say, so far. Joxic again with the AWP. The buy is, of course, perfect for Valiance. They've won so much. And that nade, oh, it was perfect. Swarming down mid, doing a hell of a lot of damage. And they're going to absolutely just pour into SadZ, who finds 2.
Yeah, as simple as that. SadZ just shows up, gets the 2 opening kills. Again, as we've been saying, the most recent addition to the team, but so far he has looked fairly solid from what we've seen, especially as he's having to adapt to this new lineup. And those 2 opening kills could put Goodjob in position to take us to overtime. Unless Valiance have anything to say about it. Can see Joxic in towards Apps, but he's taken down again. It's SadZ just going huge in such an important round. He gets himself a 3rd kill, and what can Neno and Letney do from this position?
Surely, overtime, SadZ obviously picking up a trio of frags, 5 versus 2. No retort for this T side as Valiance, I hate to say it, they haven't been very clutch either. Falling foul to this position earlier today as well. Here come a couple of Molotovs. Letney could definitely prove me wrong here for Finniex. He's going to get eliminated. There's Coffee, secures the overtime.
Yeah, Goodjob struggling a bit on their CT side overall, especially after sort of start to spiral out of control. And considering they had the 11-4 lead, I'm sure they would have fully expected to be getting more rounds than that. But Goodjob will have to continue on their CT side. Box is going to go for the AWP yet again. 10k starting money, so that can become an issue if they lose some rounds. And Goodjob are going to have to prove to us that they can be more consistent here on their CT sides.
Yeah, of course, overtime as well. It's a bit of a change of pace. You can afford pretty much everything you want. Goodjob's money have been slightly faltering in the last couple of rounds, I have to say. Pretty much the last quarter of that match has been Goodjob struggling to manage that economy. Pretty much losing most rounds and just a single AWP for Goodjob. Barely ever whipping out a double AWP setup, and there's SadZ going to pop a flash on through. There's the follow-up as well, wanting to go for it, but Joxic, he's right there for the initial frag. Lollipop trades it out, but Valiance, they do come out on top. The entry towards the A site, Finniex gets burnt down. There's the refrag, Letney's right in position. This Hunter tries to take another one, but runs out of bullets. In with the chance with the pistol. Clack, clack, clack. Takes down Box. There's Coffee in the back line. Is actually going to stop that bomb from going down. Hunter's only on 4 HP though. How's he going to manage this? It's been so chaotic on the A side. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, this
felt like a bam for a second.
Yeah, I heard it. This is, I think, one of the most frantic rounds we've had so far. We saw Valiance go for a bit of a faster play. With 4 HP, Hunter picks up the bomb and the AWP, going back to the M4 now. But more importantly, he has the B site all for himself. Still, though, 4 HP. He doesn't even have the chance to get an instant kill with just the M4. Although, actually, no, Coffee doesn't have a helmet. So there is still the possibility for a one-shot headshot. And Hunter here is going to push his own smoke. This is it. Oh, Coffee takes him down. I thought for a second there that M4 could have got the headshot, but no, Coffee in position. Hunter tries to make a play, and with the bomb being planted so open, understandably so. If he gets in towards Banana after that smoke phase, he's in a great position. But instead, Goodjob, take the first round. And again, as they've been struggling on their CT side, maybe that is the best possible chance for them. If they get 2 rounds here, they could certainly on their T side follow through and get the win.
1v1 on 4 HP, of course, you've got to take a bit of a risk. Didn't pay off this time. Of course, Goodjob losing 4 members means that their economy is actually going to be fairly far stretched if they lose this round. Just the brute manpower and force from Valiance in that previous round, unable to take it regardless. As they are fighting back here. Another buy, of course, here in overtime. Box hidden away in this smoke. Going to go for this initial push. ME does take one, but Box, he's right behind them. Is he going to get caught from behind? Pistols out. There's the first. Oh, not the second. Whiffs the shots. Big opportunity missed.
If Box just has a rifle there, it's so easy to get both those kills. But instead, he was the AWPer, stuck with a P250 and stuck in a very tough spot. And now Coffee, himself is in a tough spot. Peeks out the spray, nearly gets some kills. They nearly line up for him, but instead Coffee only good for the one frag. And you can see Goodjob slowly but surely trying to rotate over, but the bomb is already planted. And as Zadzeg goes down, Goodjob's chance at this round is almost gone, unless Lollipop can be an absolute hero.
Joxic, once again, pretty much sealing the deal. Lollipop left in this horrific situation. No point in saving here. He's even got the kit. Going to be just waiting for this smoke to dissipate. Of course, Hunter's up close and personal. Fast shot. Valiance close up the scoreline once more.
Yeah, I think you can start to see the amount of rounds played wear on these players a little bit, wear on the teams just a little bit. We have seen a couple more frantic rounds, but it's certainly exciting to watch. And into the last round of this first half of overtime, Lollipop will be stuck to an MP9, but the rest of the teams still have the rifles. No AWP to play with, though, so Joxic could have free reign in those long-range fights. And again, it looks like there's some contention over towards Banana. A fair few Valiance players over towards that position. It looks like Goodjob are not willing to give that one up. The boost comes in, but Joxic was watching for it, trying to get this wall bang. Not quite going to get the timing right. So instead, Goodjob have to just fall back to the site. And we'll get to see if Valiance do want to commit to that B play or not.
The MP9 this time for Lollipop is questionable at best. Of course, very low on the economy, no AWP as well. This is what we were talking about, the huge damage Valiance did in both rounds. 9 out of 10 players eliminated over the two. Means that their economy is very far stretched. You can see how light they are on the nades as well. Only one Molotov left. That's all Goodjob have to work with. And Valiance, on paper, should be able to pick this one apart. You can see Box just waiting for the smoke to dissipate. Not taking anything for granted here. In Valiance, they love to molly out that corner. You know, this initial frag going to be traded straight back out. Good teamwork from Goodjob, but there's the flash. This is the crucial, pivotal play here for Box, but he's not going to win it. Valiance break open A once again.
Yeah, fairly standard A push, to be honest. Players coming in from short and long, but they just win those Angels straight up. And of course, they have to go for this one on the Goodjob side, but Joxic gets one more frag. And Coffee will attempt to make his way forward. They all peek towards him. That was a lot of damage done there, but still no kills to come through. And so Goodjob only get the one round on their CT side. Again, both teams did struggle on their CT side, so we'll have to see if that's enough. But you still have to feel as though Valiance are in a fairly good position here.
It was like bowling, where you throw the bowling ball, the pin shake,
yeah.
It didn't fall down. No kills there. Not going to be padding them stats instead. Valiance slightly in the lead, but only ever so slightly, getting out that double up setup. Big strain on the CT economy, especially with only 10,000 starting money. Nino here on Banana, flashed up, goes for the reaction shot, isn't able to find it. Flash back, absolute swarm. There's Emmy. Oh, does a lot of damage, can't find the frags. Hunter instead with a nice fast headshot. It's Nino. Just here, hidden away. The smokes were perfect. The bomb is down. And now Valiance, they've got a real job in their hands.
Still even numbers make that actually a man advantage for Valiance now as Hunter gets that kill out towards Banana. And that just gives one more position that Valiance can try to retake from. Neno just holding with the AWP, might now go for the peek, and the molly forces the first man out, but Neno doesn't expect Box to be so close, and still the time is ticking away. They have to go now. Hunter does get the triple, but he goes down, even though the kills are coming in. Is there the time? I think there should just about be. Those kills came through so quickly. I think he has it.
Yes.
Ooh, so close, but Valiance do get that all-important round, and now have themselves 2 map points.
And you can see the odds right now. How close is it? Literally 0.01 between the two teams. Here in overtime, Valiance, they're so close to closing this one out. Double up setup once again, losing players sticking fast. It's AK's all round for Goodjob, deciding to throw a spanner in the works. Bit faster, but unable to really do so. It's Nino, hip shot once more.
Again, Neno just holding an angle. We see that time and time again. He doesn't particularly go for the aggression, but when players peeking towards him, he can be very, very reliable on the hold in those sort of fights. And so Goodjob now have to win this round from the man disadvantage, or they are out. And we're just going to see them sit back towards second mid again, trying to take these rounds fairly slowly, but Valiance are holding onto their utility quite well, and that could make it difficult with the Goodjob. As we see, they're just going to push through the smoke, such a risk, but Valiance will decide to fall back, and now the incendiaries are placed to slow down the push.
Joxic deciding to almost take one of his own. Looked very wary of that angle, wanting to take an aggressive peek, but instead we're seeing him back, not going for it. Flash doesn't quite connect. As Goodjob letting that clock tick down. 45 seconds left. They've got plenty of time to go for a push, but not plenty of nades. Only the 2 smokes. There are no flashes at all on this Goodjob side, especially on this A site. That's what you need to get in the mix up close, but it's all down to Valiance. Can they hide their nerve? Can they hit a couple of shots here? They've got so many players just pincered on this A site, hidden away, and only 20 seconds left. Goodjob, have to push through this smoke. They're letting this clock droop down way too low. They've got to hit the shots right now.
Yeah, they have to make their way forwards, but still not pushing. Finally, the push is going to come in. And a couple of kills going back and forth. It's only Box left, and he has it all to do. The bomb will go down. He's in a 1-on-2, and Neno hunts him aggressively. That will settle it. Neno will take his sweet time because he got the 4K. He will get the defuse, and Valiance will get the win and keep themselves alive here in Legend Series.
What a tough, hard-fought game, though. Looked so close from the offset as well. Goodjob pulling ahead. Valiance almost making the comeback previously, making the comeback this time. We're going to go to a very short break, but make sure you stay tuned because I'll be over in Nikita's bar for a bit of chit-chat.
Place your bets on more than 15 esports games. Deposit and withdraw easily using many worldwide payment methods. Place your bets live while enjoying the game. We offer 24/7 support and bonuses for every new user. Bet now on ArcaneBet.com.
Hi guys and welcome back. I feel like I'm saying it every time, but what an incredible game. Both teams so close, and we finally get that overtime. I'm here with Squid, who just finished casting an exciting match, and what did you think? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, well, it's obviously our first overtime of the main stage. Obviously, love to see a close game. Nice and exciting over at the desk. It's, the excitement and the adrenaline's always really high when you get to those fast games as well. And everybody knows I like a bit of hype, like a bit of excitement. Very exciting game. Yeah, of course. I love it, love it, love it.
There we go. No, we were hoping, I mean, first of all, I think Goodjob did a great... They did a good job. There we go. They did really well for a fairly unknown team, and matching up against more well-known entities who have matched up themselves against some of the better teams in the scene. So I think pat on the back there. Well done. They did really well. Valiance, on the other hand, pulled through. Looked like they were going to lose it, but they managed to win. And well, why? Give us...
Well, firstly, I did say that the smart money would probably be on Goodjob, just as a more unknown quantity here today. Wasn't really able to pull through. Valiance, obviously, we really know what they're all about at this point. Valiance, they come into the game every single time. Joxic is always such a superstar, hitting shots left, right, and center. What an absolute madman, especially on Banana as well. And I think, to get back to your question, it's really about that. It's really about that star power, right? It's about those AWPs. Once again, I feel like a broken record saying it all the time, but it is those AWPs, especially.
It's so important, and we see it. Like, absolutely. No, I absolutely see what you're saying. But then, so here we're going into the winners match between Ago and Envious Academy. They're going to play, whoever loses that will play against Valiance. Now, is the plan there, is the most important thing that they have to just shut down Joxic?
Possibly. It's Hunter as well. It really is Hunter again to do a bit of damage, because Hunter is such a star as well. He is so fast at hitting them headshots as well. It's Hunter and Joxic mainly, but yeah, Joxic's AWP. I would say maybe ban out Inferno as well. Maybe ban out Overpass as well. If you're Envious Academy, you're not playing Overpass regardless. So that's out of the running anyway. But those AWP heavy maps, maybe get rid of them, because Joxic, he's a madman today. He's hitting every shot. Well,
Seems to be.
He isn't actually. He's hitting fast shots. He's being that bit of that he's being that mix-up, that mixed potential. So sometimes he's hitting the really fast shot, and sometimes he's missing an easier shot. So he is that mixed bag, so to say.
But he's hitting them when they matter, and okay. Sorry about that, guys. We have a bit of a production thing. So you can give me that one, apparently. So that's gone. Yeah, so now moving on. Winners bracket. Ago must be the favorites. They've performed so well. Really strong team. Envious Academy did fine, but they didn't seem as dominant. Is that who you would put your money on?
I'm putting all my money on AGO, mate. I'm putting all my money that direction. I don't think Envious Academy really have the star power to really pull it through. AGO have a lot more experience at this upper echelon of Counter-Strike towards the tier 3, tier 2 level. Envious Academy stuck in the dumps in Gfinity Elite Series, good field and all, but not really the star caliber such as we'll be seeing today, and especially going forward to the final stage. So I'd be putting all my money on AGO if I was you.
But that being said, we did expect Envious Academy to not perform as well, and yet they managed to win, and they did quite well. So there is a potential for an upset.
Yeah, and this is something that I've said before. I've been counting Envious Academy out all tournament. I said that they wouldn't take a single map in the group stage. They proved me wrong, come out in first place, and today they're doing it again. So perhaps they can make the bigger upset happen, AGO, but I think maybe this time we might have to stop the train, stop the excitement. Maybe this one's a bit too hot to handle.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. So guys, we're going to go on to a short break. We are going to have to restart the stream, so it will be down for a couple of minutes just to sort out some production issues, but we will be back shortly after that. So just make sure to refresh, and we'll see you soon.